Peace, peace, peace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who don't know, it's your boy Vic Slain Hope. I got another video for y'all. In this video, I am going to be discussing things about marriage. Somebody asked me to make a video about marriage and how do I feel about marriage. So I'm going to give y'all a video. I got 2 video clips and then I'm going to come back and break it down.
Don't matter. When he pull it out of ring, I don't need you to be thinking about that fantasy wedding you about to have, and oh my God, he just no. Do not hear Kathy Norrell Russell. Will you marry me? Don't hear that. Hear Kathy Norrell Russell. Can I be your boss? Can I control? Can I have large control over your destiny?
Everything.
Can I steer your financial future? Can I be a major deciding factor in all of the decisions you make for the rest of my life and yours? Can you count on me to provide for you when I'm alive and when I'm dead?
Now, I got another video clip for y'all. But that clip, he was breaking down, he was talking some real stuff. You know, he was saying that you need to, brothers and sisters who want to get married, right? You need to hear that when a man proposed to you, right? You know, forget all the fantasy, forget all the la stuff that you done told yourself, right? The happily after, ever after, the honeymoon and all of that. Can I be your boss? Got another video clip too. It's coming up. But I just wanted to highlight what he said. When you hear a man propose, right? I want you to hear, can I be your boss? Right? Can I be your leader? Can I be somebody that you trust to make the decisions about certain things in your life and guide you and lead you, right? And if you are a sister who can't grapple with that, or you want to be married but still behave like you're single, still behave like you have your own autonomy or your own stuff, because you can't do both. You can't be taken care of and want to be guided and want all of these things. You want a man to be a man, but then you want to be the man too. Then you want to still behave like you're single. Then you still want to have your own autonomy to a certain extent, right? The man has rights and the woman has rights too. I'm not saying you don't have no say-so at all, or you can't communicate your opinions, right? But this is like a job. You gotta ask yourself, are you ready to serve? Because a man gotta serve a woman, right? And he gotta create the environment. He gotta set up the home. Gotta be able to buy groceries to feed you and put clothes on your back. Food, clothing, shelter. That's the right that a man owes his wife, and to be kind to her, right? The woman owes a man rights too, to be obedient, to be submissive, right? To not engage in certain things, right? So, to not conduct herself to protect her honor, right? To protect his property when he's not around, right? So, she has rights too. So, you got to ask yourself, am I ready? Because when you got a boss, you don't be talking trash to your boss. Some of y'all going to say, yes, I do. Whatever. On the average, you don't just go to work, tell your boss what you about to do and what you're not about to do, right? Unless you don't really care about that job, right? Unless and if you operate like that, that's not how it's going to go in a marriage. But I'm going to play y'all this other video clip, but I just wanted y'all to sit with that because he breaking it down. Like, sometimes brothers want you to be the same way you submissive to your boss. He wants that same kind of respect and submission. But I'm going to play y'all this other video clip and then I'm going to come back with my commentary.
My husband is my boss. My husband is number one. If my husband tells me, hey, sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me you can't go out with your friends today, I'm not going to go out with my friends. If he says, hey, go wash this dish for me, I'm going to go wash the dish for him. I chose this man to be the king of my life, and yes, I agree with everything he says, and I do everything he says. And I did that because I chose this man. I put him in this position in my life, and this is how I honor and take care of and love the man in my life. So I tell women out there, you want a man in your life, you want to be happy, figure out what you would do when you are happy. Because I am happy. My husband does so many great things for me, and I would do that for him. I obey him, I respect him, and I let him be the man that he is. I chose a man that I wanted to follow. I chose someone to lead me, and that's why I will do anything for him. If he tells me jump, I'll jump. If he tells me sit down, I'll sit down. If he tells me go in the room or go up on stage, I will do either or. Anyways, that's a message for everyone out there. Love and cherish the king in your life.
MashaAllah. You see what that sister... Come on, man. I got a round of applause, man. Round of applause for that sister, man. You brothers should be clapping, too. Simple. You see how simple that woman broke it down? She broke it down so simple. I chose this man for me to follow him. I chose him. I chose him to be my leader, my king, the king of my home. I chose him, right? He's my boss. And, you know, some of these sisters, and you know, she's Muslim, mashallah, right? And some of these sisters, they will call her a pick-me. But guess what? Pick-me's are getting picked. Because pick-me's, for the most part, they've been raised, or at least conditioned, to be wives. To be wives. See, the thing is, a lot of sisters are telling themselves they want to be married. That's okay. That's cool. You could want something. But how have you prepared for it? How have you been conditioned for it? Do you know what you need to do in a marriage? Do you know what is your husband's right upon you? See, because a lot of times, some of our sisters, they just want to go into marriage only thinking about what the man got to do for them. They only thinking about what is their rights upon their husband, upon their man, right? That's all they thinking about. And they're going to be like, oh yeah, I just got to cook, clean, and be in the crib. Like, nah. All of that bickering, talking back, you think we're going to be arguing? You know? All them combativeness, insufferableness that you're used to? Nah. That goes against my rights. Okay? So if you haven't worked through that, you're not ready to be no wife. You heard what that woman said? A lot of women say they want a leader. They want somebody to follow. They want somebody who is going to guide them. Somebody who is going to do all of these things. But they don't even know how to follow. They haven't been trained or conditioned to follow. Some of them didn't even come from the households. Their mama wasn't married. Their grandma wasn't. Some of these sisters come from a long list of single mothers, combative women who argue with men, who fight with men. What you think they're gonna do? They're gonna be wrestlers too. See? And you got some sisters who have converted to Islam who still have some of these ways about them, right? You have a lot of sisters who come into Islam or maybe move into the West, into non-Islamic countries, and they start adapting the behavior of non-Muslim women. Allah says in the Quran, O you who believe, enter perfectly in Islam and follow not the footsteps of the shaitan. Verily, he is to you a plain enemy. Now, what does it mean, enter perfectly? It means, this verse was revealed talking about, you know, when people was converting to Islam, and predominantly the people that used to be Christians, right? The people of the book. they will bring, but it doesn't just apply to them, but the people of the book, they will come and they they will try to they'll read the Bible and also try to like apply biblical things in their new religion that they had embraced, which was Islam. Or they try to, they used to kind of like go back and forth, one foot in, one foot out. Not just them, but other people coming to Islam like that too. Persians, right? You got a whole bunch of different multitudes of people that came from different backgrounds into Islam. So Allah revealed, enter perfectly into Islam. Enter perfectly. You gotta shed some of those things that you come into Islam with. Some of us come in with our drug habits. Some of us come in with our gang banging lifestyle. We come in, some of our sisters come in with their whole ways, right? Some of our other brothers, they come in with their deceitful ways. Like a lot of people enter into Islam with their baggage, all this baggage that we are bringing in. Islam is supposed to be able to give you a fresh start from all of those things that you're carrying. And we know it's not that easy, but you have to make a conscious effort to leave your baggage behind and get on with your new life, right? When you enter the fold of Islam, all your previous sins are forgiven. All your previous sins, right? So you should be in Islam as though all your sins are wiped out and try to move on with your life and do something differently. But what happens is, yes, some of these sisters enter Islam with all that baggage, with all that combativeness, with all that. So I would encourage some of you sisters to read about the woman around the messenger. Read about how those women were, right? If you really want to be a wife, and like I said, if you can't see your husband being your boss, that's cool. Maybe marriage is not for you. Or maybe try to find a man who is willing to compromise in his masculinity with you. Because there's a lot of brothers doing that nowadays. They're compromising their masculinity with their women. They're letting their woman wear the pants and lead them. Oh, she could lead Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and I'm going to lead Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, it's a lot of different arrangement that these brothers are working out with these sisters. So find you somebody like that. And brothers, try to find you the sister who is ready to leave, who is ready to leave off all of that stuff and want you to actually lead them. She's ready to serve. She's ready for you to be her boss. Okay? That's the sisters that we should be getting with. That's the sisters that we should be appreciating and we should be cherishing. And we should be going out of our way to do anything for them. Those are the women that deserve our hard work, our loyalty, our sense of security, our protection. Those are the women that deserve that. The women who are ready to serve, right? Because we also got to be of service to our wives, right? Protection, provision, all of those things, guidance, all of those things are a service. But they got to be willing to serve too. So these is the type of sister, you got to pay attention to how a woman talk to you. When you ask her about marriage, when you ask her what is your duties, right? What you think you're gonna be doing here? They used to ask that in jail, right? What you think you're gonna be doing here? No, seriously, you gotta ask the sisters that. What you think you're gonna be doing here? See, cause some sisters you ask them, they just throw you the cliche stuff. Oh, cook, clean, take care of the babies. If you notice, a lot of them will say that across the board, right? But they will never talk about how their attitude supposed to be. They will never talk about how nurturing they're supposed to be, how obedient they're supposed to be, how they're supposed to carry themselves in a certain manner with honor, protecting your reputation. Like all of this stuff is part of the honor of the household. You get what I'm saying? So also, if for some reason your woman going to work, how is she viewing the household, right? Now, in Islam, a woman doesn't have to spend her money. She doesn't. You get what I'm saying? She doesn't. But if she wants to help out, she can. Right? She can. And let's just be real. We living in times where sometimes some of these brothers, they just don't got it. Right? Doesn't mean they shouldn't be married. But everybody figures out what their marriage dynamic is going to be. But if y'all both making money, and she has a separate account. She got a little stash box just in case. A lot of times, can you fully trust that woman? Because she's already, to me, this is just me, we having a conversation. To me, if a woman comes into your life and we're supposed to be getting married and we're supposed to be one and we're supposed to be a union, right, a family, and she comes with this mindset of, I'm going to have my money over here, to me, it's already coming from a place of distrust. Like, you don't really trust me, right? And if you don't, you either don't really trust me or you're planning your exit from the beginning. You're already thinking negative things. You're already thinking like, when stuff hit the fan, I'm out. Because a lot of women, it's almost like they have a 10-year plan when they get into marriage, right? They have this moment where it's like, boom, we're gonna be married for this long and then I'm out. It's almost like a career, right? Like, I'm gonna partake in this career. I'm gonna get married. I'm gonna do this just to say I did it. And then after like maybe 10 years, 5, maybe 10, I'm gonna take my talents elsewhere, or I'm gonna, so if you don't trust me as a man, if you feel as though I can't fully trust you, so I gotta have this hidden account, or I gotta, why are you even getting married? Why? Because somebody put something in your ear, because of somebody's situation didn't work, or they're hurt. Like, again, that's why I don't take advice from people whose marriages didn't work. But this is just my 2 cents when it comes to marriage, right? In my opinion, I think a woman who comes, because a lot of times women hold on to old baggage more than men, right? Trauma affects women totally different. It has different effects on their brain than it does with men, right? So if trauma affects both of us differently in different ways, you can look this stuff up yourself. I'm not gonna be giving y'all all the answers that y'all be wanting. Y'all be wanting to be baby fed. You're gonna have to put in some of your work. So what happens is sometimes women come into situations, especially if they're battered and they've been through a lot. They come to a situation with this backup plan, with this just in case, or with this projecting that this thing is gonna go bad, right? Because of their negative experiences. And what I got to say is, if you don't trust me, like the woman said, I picked this man for a reason. I picked him because I trust him, because I love him, because I seen, I hope you've seen some qualities, right? So if you picked a man to lead you because you claim you want to be led, right? You claim you want guidance from a man. You claim you want all of these things that men have to offer. You want him to be your king, your boss, right? But then you're going to be like, I don't really trust you. Then why pick that man? Pick a man that you fully trust. Because if you don't really fully trust a man, you're not going to fully trust his decision making. You're always going to question it. You're always going to have something to say, or but, or something, right? Because you don't trust him. So why marry him? Back to the boss thing. Why, I don't know why some of our sisters do this. Why go work at a job? Why go work at a job that you don't like? This is how I view some of these situations. Why would you go and work at a job and work under this boss that you don't trust? You don't really like the job. You don't really like the what's going on here. Why? Why would you go work there? Of course you're going to have trust issues. Of course you're not going to really want to be there. Of course you might be disrespectful. You might treat that boss however you think you're going to treat the boss, or you're going to talk back, or you're going to do certain things, because you don't really want to be there. You don't really appreciate that job. You don't really appreciate your boss. Same thing in a marriage. Why would you get into a marriage and you expect your rights to be celebrated? You expect your rights to be carried out. You expect the man to be of service to you. But when it's your time to reciprocate the rights, you're like, nah, I want to fight. I want to talk back. You don't want to be, you want him to protect you and create an environment and a space for you to be protected, right? But then you don't provide no healing. You don't provide no nurturing. You don't provide none of those feminine quality essence that you're supposed to provide. You want him to do his part, but you're not doing your part. So brothers, you got to be mindful of the women that you pick. You got to be able to look at her family tree, right? Look at her friends. Who are her friends? How does she carry herself? Right? You gotta ask the right questions, brothers. And this woman right here, she provided y'all a beautiful example of, yo, if I pick this man, and this is what we should be looking for in the sisters. So again, sisters, if you're not looking at your man that I do, that as in, can I be your boss? When he said, do you want to marry me? I don't think you should be getting married if you're not there, honestly, because I just don't think it's going to work. Now, it might, like I said, that's just my opinion. It might work with a weak man, because some weak men want to be led and they want to follow behind a woman's tail, like they used to do with their mamas. It is what it is. But brothers, let me know what y'all thoughts are in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all thoughts are. I'm making this video because somebody asked me to make a video and say my thoughts on marriage. I think marriage is looking very, you know, but I do think there's women out there who are willing to let you be their boss and lead them. And they know how to listen and they know how to follow. But it's important that you find those women. It's important that you vet properly. It's important that you get to know who those women are. And I'm telling you right now, most of those women are probably not on the high scale of 9, 10, 8, 7. They might be around 6, 5, 4, you know, honestly. So let me know what y'all thoughts are in the comment section. Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, you share. Stay blessed. Peace.